Okay. Well, good morning, ladies. This is Michelle Molitor with Nectar Consulting and the Wonder Woman Unite
Mm.
Tribe. So glad you guys are here. It is September 15th, 2017. Wow, the year is flying by.
Mhm.
And for those of you who are listening in who haven't joined us before, I'm the founder and facilitator of this Lean In Circle Wonder Women Unite. And we are an amazing group of women executives and entrepreneurs and educators from around the world. We have over 215 members now from all over the planet. The latest one just joined from Pakistan, which is wonderful. And my intention for creating this group is really to help foster rich, bold discussions that collectively help us all find our voice and step into our power and, do the good work that we're here to do in the world in whatever shape or form that looks like. So I know that together we can do more, go further and change the world because we are amazing. Men they don't have a thing on us, girl. So, and know that these calls are every third Friday of the month. So 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 Eastern time, and 5:30 British UK. And the rest of you all can work out the math on your time zones. I'm sorry. It's too hard to make my brain think that far. And then I also want to let you know, if you ever want to have a virtual coffee with me, I would love that. Just shoot me an email and we can set up a time and have a call over Zoom like this. Cindy and I did a few weeks ago. It was really fun. I really love connecting with everybody, and it's super fun. So let's just go around the room real quickly and have you guys introduce yourselves, where you are, and what you do that you're so passionate about in the world. Who would like to start?
I'll go first. I'm Cindy, and I am from Luton in the United Kingdom. I run my own recruitment software consultancy. As well as that, I am also following a passion of mine, currently training as a life coach because I'm passionate about seeing women living extraordinary lives.
Beautiful. Thank you, my dear. So glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're doing the work that you're doing. So
thank you.
Nida, how about you? Tell us about yourself.
Great. Okay, I'm Nida Gabriel. I am located in Oakland at the moment, and I just joined I'm consulting for a small firm that was related to my previous company, and we do business all over the world. That's why I was in Sydney the last couple of weeks, consulting with a couple of customers who signed up with their company. So I'm really happy about that. And I have been in the customer relationship management over the last 30-some years. And that's what I do. I work with customers. I help them with their problems or find out what I can do to help solve their problems. If we can't solve them with the products that we sell, then we refer them to others who can help them. So that's what I do.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nida, for being here. And then we have Cloud Queen 2. Who's that?
Hi, it's Lisa. Hi, I'm Lisa Bullwinkle. Can you guys, I guess I have my thing off. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
I am in Berkeley, California, and I am an event producer. I do a lot of the big fairs and festivals that are out on the street, and I sit on about eight different boards as an art ambassador, including the UC Chancellor's Community Partnership Fund and the Berkeley Cultural Trust, and I think I'm soon to be a commissioner on the Art Commission, stuff like that. So I was, for the first half of my life, a ballerina, and the second half of my life, an event producer with my own business. So I'm trying to wind it down. I just got my Medicare card. So I'm trying to wind it down a little bit and go a little slower.
Good.
I love what I do. So that's me.
Beautiful. And she's wonderful at it. Lisa's actually a dear friend of mine. So I'm glad you're here. And it was super exciting to actually see you in person yesterday too. Random happenstance. So
that was lovely.
Yes, it was. Well, great. Well, today, what we're going to be talking about is how do we stay energized? How do we find that balance in our lives? Because we all are very busy. We all have lots going on, whether it's work or family or critters or, causes that you're passionate about. And there are only so many hours in the day. We all have 24 hours and we get to divide them, however we choose. So I thought it would be really great for us to talk a little bit about how do we create and maintain that balance so that we're not walking around depleted, which then ends up turning into some form of illness, which then takes us further down the rabbit hole, right? And so it's a matter of first checking in with yourself and looking at where's your energy at any given moment, right? Doing a little self-check as you wander throughout your day. Are you in a high or a low state of energy? Are you in a positive or a negative state of energy, right? And I like to say, are you above the waterline or below the waterline? So above the waterline is those places of contentment, happy, joyful, blissful, loving, just divine, right? So those are all the positive energy levels, and there's lots of layers to them, and they all have actually frequencies too. They all have energetic frequencies that they vibrate at. And then below the waterline is dissatisfied, bored, frustrated, angry, depressed, in a black hole, right? And again, there's energetic frequencies that align with each of those. So the higher, the more positive your emotion, literally the higher your vibration is energetically, because we're all energy bodies, right? We all have this expanse of energy that expands out from us in all directions. And I don't have them handy. I should get my woo-woo ones out and show you. But if you want to do a really cool trick, you can take 2 metal hangers and cut them so that you have 2 L-shaped pieces like this, right? And then you take the little cardboard piece that your pants hang over and stick it on the short piece, right? So now this can rotate freely. And if you literally take those, they're, makeshift divining rods, essentially. You hold them out in front of you at about a foot in front of your body. And you can ask out loud or to yourself, a random question that is true about yourself. So my name is Michelle Molitor, and the energy of my body will say yes, which then has my energy expand. So the divining rods will actually go out all by themselves, right? And if you ask a question that says that's really a no answer, like my name is Fred Smith, they will automatically on their own go in, because when your body knows it's a no or a negative, your energy collapses or shuts down. And so this is a fun and makeshift way to check your own energy. Are you more positive and open, or are you more negative and more closed, right? So the whole point is to keep your energy above the waterline, to keep it in a positive state. But as you go through your day, if you're starting to feel like your shoulders are up in your ears and your back's really stressed, or your jaw's really tight, or however stress and tension manifests in your body, then you get to notice that, like, I'm noticing that feeling kind of crunchy. So it's in that's the first step of just noticing, wow, okay, I'm below the waterline. What do I need to do to bring myself back up? So I'm in a more positive energy state, a higher vibrating energy state versus a negative energy state. Now, when it comes to your work, it's a matter of how do you find that zone, right? That zone where we thrive, where we're cooking with gas, we're firing all cylinders, right? And we're in that high performance zone. So that's a high energy, high positive mindset state, right? And that's where things come easily and effortlessly. I like to call that your sweet spot. That's that place where your values, your passion, your purpose, and your natural talents all come together really effortlessly, so that you can just do the work that you're here to do, and you don't even have to think about it too much because it's just so innate to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the challenge is we can't operate there all of the time, right? Our bodies actually need to rest. And so in order to go, you can't go from, if you're, let me say it this way, if you're in a state of burnout or exhaustion, you can't go from exhaustion to high performance without pausing in a recovery phase. So you have to take time for yourself, because otherwise you will be sick and then you'll be running on half a tank of gas for long periods of time. Lisa Bullwinkle, I'm talking specifically to you. As she has her mic muted.
I do, but I'm laughing. I have it muted because my husband's in the background. So
hi, Kim. So you have to take time to recover. You can't work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Our bodies are not meant to do that.
You can't do that?
No, you cannot. You have to take time to sometimes be a vegetable on the couch, and that's okay, right? That's why God created Netflix. Watch television and turn our brains off, right? That's what that's for. It's a beautiful thing. It's like a Sunday
It is
ritual.
beautiful.
No commercials. Oh, right? And so, but here's the thing. If you find yourself in a constant going mode, and you're not taking time to rest, you're not taking time for vacation, you're not taking time or even a day off, then we need to look at what's the underlying limiting beliefs that might be in the way, right? What's the limiting belief, the thought process that you have going on that says, oh, I can't possibly take time off. I couldn't do that, right? Because that's the block. That's the blind spot that is getting in your way, right? And so it's first you have to notice it. Education, noticing is key. And then secondly, you have to start to rewire your brain in a good way, right? Because what our brains do is they go to what's familiar. That's just how they're wired, right? So if you have a well-wired synaptic track in your brain that says, oh, I couldn't possibly take time off, I have to work really hard, I got to, that's the only way I'm going to succeed, then you have to create a new track in your brain that says, I can succeed and I can take time off. I can take a vacation, I can take a day off, I can take 2 days off, right? Live on the edge. And so my challenge for each of you is to start to notice, how often is your energy above the waterline or is it below the waterline? And then if you're finding it's below the waterline too often, then what's the mindset that you're carrying around that is not allowing you to pause and take care of yourself, right? In the 16 years I've been coaching, I've come across this a lot, and I've battled it within myself too. So I point the finger as much as I point the finger at you, Lisa, with love.
can take it.
Yes, I know you can, love. And so is there a conversation going on that says, I'm not worthy, I don't matter, I'm not enough, I couldn't possibly, I don't have time, hard work requires suffering, right? And all of these stories that we carry around oftentimes have been given to us by other people in our lives. Oftentimes when we're little kids and we don't even know. We pick up things from our environment, from the people that we're surrounded by who help raise us. And we have to unlearn them, right? Oh, that's really not my belief. It's like growing up, I grew up in a household full of Republicans. So I thought I was a Republican until I moved to California. And then I realized, oh, no, I'm really a Democrat. It's kind of a silly example, but a relevant example. Like, oh, no. Right? So you flip a switch, right? And you're like, now I'm a Democrat, right? It's a label we put on ourselves just as much as I am worthy or I'm not worthy, or labels that we put on ourselves. So if you have a label that you put on yourself somehow, somewhere along the way, that's not serving you anymore, and you can let go of it. As an adult, we can look at that and go, wow, I picked up this belief somewhere along the way that this is what's true about me. And now, at this point in my life, I can look and go, oh, no, that's really not true, right? I used to think I was the ugly duckling because I grew up looking like a boy and, this, that, and the other thing. And it took me a long time, probably into my 30s, to figure out that, oh, no, I'm not ugly. There's nothing ugly about me. So it's like, oh, okay. So it's fascinating how we get stuck with these beliefs wired into our brains that way. And so in order to start to shift those mindsets, first you have to notice it. And then you can start to put in practices that support you and build you up and helping you stay into that positive mindset, right? So, we know that in order to increase our physical energy, we need to eat healthy, we need to sleep enough, we need to drink enough water, etc., right? But you also want to know that there's practices that you can do to boost your mental energy, your emotional energy, your spiritual energy. So I'm curious, ladies, what are some of the rituals, the practices that you have that help support your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health? Anybody?
Netflix is really good. And napping. I take naps.
Mm-hmm.
I take my little power nap in the afternoon if I need it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a recharge. It's a recharge physically.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. I think those power naps are really good. I don't know about you ladies, but I found that these little apps. I have an app called what is it called? Insight Timer.
Yes,
it's a little it's like a little meditation. You could do it for 2 minutes, you could do it for 5 minutes, you could do it for 20. And if you can't go to sleep, you can do it for an hour. It's just a nice, if you don't want to listen to anything talking about, how to calm your busy mind, you can just listen to these soothing music. It could be I love the ones that, it's like ocean waves, just crashing in, and it just puts me to sleep in 2 minutes. So I find that that's really helpful for me in the morning. I do that before I do this morning ritual. That's the actual title of the thing that I listen to, and it's about 8 minutes, 9 minutes. So before I do anything, that's what I do.
What's the app called?
It's called, I will look for it now. It's called
I'll type
Insight Timer.
Yeah, I have it on my phone. It's great. And
Timer?
Timer. There you go.
Insight.
Oh, Insight.
Oh, Insight
Right.
Timer.
Oh,
Insight Timer.
Right.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah, there's several different meditation apps out there. Another favorite one I like is called Meditation Oasis with Mary Maddox. Mary has this lovely, soothing voice that will put you to sleep ever so quickly because it's always pleasant like this.
Yeah.
That would drive me crazy.
For 2 weeks.
That might drive me crazy, though.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
you can listen, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to listen anymore. So,
Well, I do something different, ladies. I find myself, I just put on my boxing gloves and I go and box.
Nice.
I box a lot. Yes, I just find that really helps me, as well as power naps as well. And I'm very self-aware of my energy, as Michelle said, because think about 7 years ago, I suffered from work-related stress. And I which came as a shock because I was driven in my career. I was working hard and didn't realize I wasn't sleeping well. I was probably working maybe 20 to 22 hours a day, not realizing it because I was on the roll. There was so much going on at work, and and when I had work-related stress, when I was diagnosed with it, I was given a choice of either leaving the job or get better. And from then on, with all the counseling and therapy I received, I've become very self-aware. So I know when my energies are low, when they're high. And over the years, I have developed strategies to help me deal with that. So I'm very conscious of that. And I sleep. If I'm tired, it doesn't matter what I'm in the middle of doing. I just switch off and sleep because I know what the consequences are if I just don't rest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm lucky. The way I work. I work. My clients. I can work at any time of the day. They give me a project and I just run with it. So in my own time. So that's one of the perks of my job, really, and I love that. So I sleep a lot during the afternoon. I have to.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have to switch off.
Yeah.
I have to switch off for that
Yeah.
half hour. Just gone, restart, reset, and then I'm good for another few hours. It's refreshing.
That's right. Right. And you find you actually do more, don't you, when you just switch off, reset, and come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm nice.
That's good. We all appreciate that.
Cranky when I'm tired. You get cranky, and then you're welcome.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I realize one thing. I realize when I'm cranky, my emails get shorter and shorter. Yes. No. Okay. Or communicative and nice with my client. Take that nap. Are we having a little internet problem here?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
There we go. It depends on which way the wind's blowing.
My internet keeps fading in and out.
Yeah. All right.
It's needing a rest.
It is, apparently. Pick it up on our vibe. It was like, time for nap. I've learned like my biorhythm is between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. I start to go, brrr. And one of the things that I've switched, I just in the last 2 months decided, okay, it's time to start working out again. I have to get back in shape. I was on a long winter's nap from the gym. And yeah. And so I actually hired a trainer. And so I go and I work with him a couple of days a week. And that, sometimes it's at 2:30, sometimes it's at 3:30 in the afternoon. So it enables me, because I'll just sit here at my desk, right? And I'll just go. And so it gets me up and out. I actually have to put on clothes and leave the house, and I go work out. And then it, revitalizes my energy, and I eat dinner and I come home and I do some more work. But it seems to be working really well for me. Because I'm like, I used to work out really early in the morning at a 6 a.m., boot camp class, which I did for about 2 years. But then, like, I don't like getting up that early. I don't want to. Don't make me
I have
anymore.
to say, you were very inspiring to watch your progress with your push-ups and your trainer. It was very inspiring, Michelle.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good for you.
It's funny because our expert hour guest speaker from last month, Nancy Marmolejo, she's a friend of mine, and I got her hooked up with my trainer, Daniel. And she, right before our call, she sent me a text. She's like, gauntlet thrown down, 130-minute plank.
Oh my God.
I'm like, all right. Wow.
Oh my heavens.
Yeah, so
Sounds
Daniel's
like
pitting us
torture.
against each other. It's hilarious. He's like, you only got to 100, a minute 15. Nancy's up to 100, and, a minute 30. I was like,
Yeah.
but anyway, we digress. So great. Thanks for sharing some of those practices. Oh, that's why.
I have one more. Because as most of us do, we're sitting at our desks inside for a good part of the day. I go out and deal with my garden. I take a little garden break, and I see nature, and I pick my tomatoes, or, it just makes a big difference to be outside and water the garden. Sometimes a neighbor will come by. Anyway, that's another little stress reliever for me. So I'm like, did I lose you guys?
I think we've lost Michelle.
I think we lost Michelle.
Oh. No,
Michelle, we lost you. Uh-oh.
Michelle's muted.
Yeah, Lisa, that's a really great idea. Just, I think stepping outside, I have a little balcony here, and just stepping outside, just to, look at my little pineapple plants that I planted.
Yeah.
Just getting that fresh air is so, it's so, it's refreshing, right? Because you're right. We sit I sit on my couch like a couch potato, and I got my laptop on, and I'm just emailing the world or talking to people or whatever. But I'm on my couch. And so every now and then I have to go outside and or walk. I exercise in the morning because I'm a morning person, and so the gym is just around the corner from my building, and I do it for 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how good I feel that morning. But it's just doing it consistently, I think, helps, instead of just okay, I'll do it next week, or I'll do it the day after next week, or whatever. Just doing it, making sure that you do it consistently, I think just creates a lot of energy. For me, it just creates more energy for me for the day if I do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you get it over with.
And you feel good.
That's
feel
right.
good. And, we talked about the sleeping part. I do the same thing. I feel like if you don't sleep well, you're not going to perform well the rest of your day, and you're not going to think right. You're going to make bad decisions. And, it's just, I can think of, a dozen things that will go wrong. If I don't have a good sleep, my entire day is ruined. It just, I can't function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
cannot
have to have
function
like
without good
9
sleep.
hours of sleep a night. Otherwise, I'm for crap. I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
No,
it's really
it's
important.
good to hear that because I was in another face group which I'm now not a member of, and the ladies in there were talking, about if you want to be an entrepreneur, you cannot sleep. They were more encouraging on living on 4 or 5 hours sleep,
Oh
and
no! Oh my goodness!
because
Oh,
and I just, this
Dangerous.
is when I first started, and I thought, no, this is not what I want. I still want because it's nice to hear Michelle, who's doing very well, telling me she sleeps 9 hours. So I must be doing something right because I do 8, and if I don't do 8, I don't function well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, there's so many
Cindy,
studies now that show that you cannot function on those
you
short
cannot.
sleep hours. You
it does.
eventually have to catch up with those
Mm,
hours. You
And
start
yeah,
actually,
at
it's
some point.
detrimental to your health
It's really
and
that's
will
right.
shorten your life.
Yeah,
They've proven it. It will shorten your life. So
yeah.
get your rest.
Sleep
that's right. Because
beauty.
I have a time limit. So at a certain time at night, my phone, the Wi-Fi, everything is switched off. So even if I get a WhatsApp message, I don't get it till the following morning. Everything is just switched off. I
Yeah.
don't want.
I think that's a great practice.
Yeah,
I absolutely think that's a great practice.
that's it. Because otherwise, you can't switch off. Just switch off everything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So from a certain time at night, it's my time, me and my husband, and then I'm off to bed. That's it. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm a lot older than you guys, pretty much. And I have I have a very full business. I turn work away. It's so full, it's crazy. But I am 10 to 7. And I don't work after 7 o'clock at night at all. That's it.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
just have my limits, and
Yeah.
I can't, at this point in my life, I just don't have the energy to work more than that. I mean, I certainly may have done so when I was younger, but those limits are really important. I mean, I have a family and a home and all these friends, and I want to live life. I don't just want to work.
Work. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This was probably a few years ago now. I was Friday afternoon sitting at Jupiter in Berkeley, a cool little restaurant, sitting outside having a pint of cider and doing some writing because I can do that because I work for myself. Boom. Right. And I'm sitting next to these two gentlemen, and one guy it was his last day at the University of California. He had retired. And he was going on, he's like, yeah, I've been been there for 30 years. I can't believe it. And now I'm leaving tonight. I'm moving to Arizona. So now I can start living. And I was like, wow.
Too late, buddy.
Too late. Too late.
Too late.
And his colleague there was still at the UC. And so I kind of, wiggled my way into the conversation. And I was like, so why don't you just start living now versus, later? Well, I have this really great salary. I can't quit. And then I said, well, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow. No offense, but you got to do what you got to do to be happy and find joy within yourself and your family and whatnot. And if the golden handcuffs are uncomfortable, then you might want to think about changing those out. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So, but it's, it is challenging. Here in the Bay Area in particular, it's extremely expensive to live. And so it's important. And this is a big piece of the work that I do is how do you do what you love and love what you do and get paid well to do it? Right.
Michelle, for a future topic, I've taught, and I don't want to be the speaker, but to find somebody who would do this is to do a lecture on passive income, because I don't think that women understand that very well. And as entrepreneurs, we're pretty much basing our income on the number of hours that we work rather than having money work for us. Mm-hmm. And I've given that spiel to a lot of young women so that they learn that they better start investing in real estate, stock market, whatever. And there's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so much you can charge per hour. So
right.
It would be, I think, a really beneficial conversation to have with people so that it's something they could begin to do in their lives so that they don't have to work so hard. Because passive income is really how people get rich. It's not working by the hour, no matter what you're charging. Because, like I said, only so many hours in the day. So I'd be really interested to hear more about that from somebody who really knows about it more than I do.
Okay, that's a great
I think
suggestion, Lisa. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look into that.
That's
a great suggestion.
I bet there's somebody in the network of women here who is a financial person who could tell us about that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you. Sorry, I got distracted. I made a bonehead screw up. I'm supposed to have this big project I'm working on and like facilitating this team call where everybody's getting on. And I'm like, oh, we could use my Zoom. And it didn't occur to me until Sheila was trying to get on the Zoom at 10 that we're on Zoom, so you can't use it someplace else. I was like, oh.
Well, if you need to use it, I actually kind of need to get back to my work.
No, you guys are priority. I'm not cutting you short. It's all good.
Work is Friday. I'm finished for the day.
That's right. It's her nighttime. It's her nighttime. So, one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys about creating these, practices for yourself is it's called a practice for a reason, right? You have to do it on the daily to ingrain it into your system, to literally burn a new pathway in your brain. And so it's noticing what's working for you and what's not working for you. So if you need to take a nap every day at 3 p.m., then take a nap every day at 3 p.m. because your body will become acclimated to that, and then it'll ask for it. Like, hey, excuse me, it's 3 o'clock. I'm ready to go lay down for a minute. It's amazing how we can create those habits for ourselves, but you also have to notice what are the habits that are not healthy, whether that's staying up too late, whether that's not getting enough sleep, whether that's eating, unhealthy food, or telling yourself unhealthy thoughts, right? You have to start to notice what those are. Well, we all have those different tapes that play in our head, right? And one of the things that I found to be amazingly powerful and helpful for me was last year I discovered this particular form of hypnotherapy that I tried on to help me overcome some blocks and shift some habits. And it worked so amazingly well. Like, blocks that I've been trying to get out of my way for years, literally years and years and years and years, were gone in 2 weeks.
Oops, so sorry.
Tinkerbell's here. Hi. And so I actually went on to get trained and certified in this methodology called rapid transformational hypnotherapy. And it's been astounding, the results I've been getting. And I like to use myself as a science experiment. So I actually did some weight loss hypnotherapy on myself. And within a week of listening to the recording daily to build a new habit, I literally woke up on a Saturday morning, was like, okay, it's time to go to the gym. And I'm going to hire a trainer. And there we go. That's just what we're going to do. And so I've been doing it ever since. I've been working out 4 or 5 times a week.
A day.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
train and I sleep now.
Superwoman here.
But the thing that's been so amazing to me is that not only have I been working out regularly, I've been doing it quite joyfully. No complaints, no dragging myself to the gym. But also, like, my sugar cravings, my cravings for fast food have gone away. My anxious eating has stopped. And, you know, just other bad food habits have just gone away, right? There's no craving for it anymore. So I've been really, really amazed at how powerful that is. And I think the magic of it is not only the modality of how the hypnotherapy works, but then the recording, and then listening to the recording for 21 days after a session. It literally rewires your brain in this good way, like we were talking about earlier. So it's been really, really cool. So I invite you all to, you know, try whatever new habit you're trying to create for yourself. At least make sure you do it for every day for 21 days to help build that new, literally, that new brain muscle in that direction. So, hi Heather, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry I joined so late. I just saw the announcement in the Beehive.
Well, I'm glad you can be here. Glad you can be here. I wanted to do a screen share of a graphic that I think will help illustrate what we were talking about earlier, actually. This, you know, we were talking about noticing where your energy is. And I meant to bring this up earlier and forgot. But, you know, we've got our high energy here. We've got our low energy down here, positive energy on the right, negative energy on the left. And so it's really noticing, where are you in one of these quadrants? Are you in the high performance zone, where you're feeling enthusiastic, optimistic, challenged, absorbed, alive, passionate, engaged? Or are you in survival, which is that more high energy but negative, which is impatient, irritable, frustrated, I need a nap, angry, defensive, fearful, worried, which very quickly can lead to burnout, where you're just exhausted, depressed, sad, hopeless, depleted, discouraged, or lost, right? So we always have to take time to get into this lower right quadrant, which is the recovery zone, which is relaxed, peaceful, relieved, receptive, grateful, calm, rested, and renewed. So one of the things I found that really helps in that recovery, and even if it's just a 10-minute kind of recovery, is pausing and like, what am I grateful for today? Is what that does is it brings you back into the now moment, right? Instead of worrying about what's going to happen out there or what's going to happen back here in the past or in the future. Like, wow, in this moment, what am I really, really grateful for? Like, wow, okay, well, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I have a warm bed to sleep in. I have a lovely cup of coffee in the morning. You know, I have food in the refrigerator. Whatever those basic things are that keep you, that remind you that you're really not in survival. You know, blessings to all the people in Texas and in Florida. I have family in Florida that have survived these two massive hurricanes back to back. And people's, like, especially in the Keys, people's homes are wiped out, like demolished. There's no water, there's no electricity, there's no food. That's survival, right? So it really shifts you and puts you into perspective as to, oh, okay, I may be fearful about these things, but I'm not actually in survival mode, you know. And I'm not discounting those who don't have a roof over their head or whatever, but, you know, it's, if I guess I look at it through the lens of, if you have the means to be on this call, to listen to this recording, then you're probably not in real survival mode, right? There's still worries that we all have, and they come in various layers, right? In various themes. But, you know, I jokingly say sometimes, oh, that's a first world problem, right? Versus a third world problem of actual food and water survival, which are very, very different things. So when you're able to find that moment and just be grateful, it's like, oh, okay, everything's taken care of. I'm gonna. Any thoughts or comments about that?
Yeah, there's a typo.
Okay, well, I didn't type it.
I'm sorry. That's my editor. So in order to be in this great performance zone that we all want to live in, we need to take time in the recovery zone. Is that?
Yes, that is the bottom line.
We want to hang out on the right side of the world here, not the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as you're saying that, Lisa, I was like thinking like, wow, I could superimpose a clock on top of this graphic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if 12 o'clock is high energy and 6 o'clock is low energy, what part of the day do you want to spend in the performance zone here? How much time of the day do you need to spend in the recovery zone? And then noticing how much of your day are you consciously or unconsciously spending in survival or burnout, right? Because if you're spending too much time over here, then it tends to create a negative downward spiral, and it makes it even harder to get out of the hole. And having been in that hole before, I know it's like, you know, there are days when you just can't get out of bed, literally, because you're depressed or anxious or sick or something, right?
Yeah.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. What I thought I'd like to do is basically just do a really short kind of guided little meditation with you guys. If that would be okay. To kind of get you grounded and rejuvenate you, and so you can go about the rest of your day or evening in a good way. So if you can just sit back and relax, take a deep breath in, close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful golden light high above your head, as if this starlight is coming all the way down from the heavens. And that beautiful radiant light is coming down, down, down through the top of your head and through your 7th chakra. And this light is filling you up with energy and joy and love. And as this white light slowly descends down into your 6th chakra, allowing you to see everything you need to see, know everything you need to know. And as this energy is entering into your body, the old negative stuck energy is slowly allowing itself to be released, dissipating. So this white light, this golden white light, is now dropping down into your 5th chakra, into your throat chakra, allowing you to speak your truth, find your voice, speak your mind. And as it's wandering its way down into your 5th chakra, any negative energies that's keeping you from saying what's on your mind, saying what's true for you, all that is dissipating, dissolving, fading away. Now this white light is dropping down into your heart chakra, your 4th chakra, filling it up twice as big as it normally is, expanding out in all directions, allowing your heart to glow with this beautiful light, allowing you to connect more fully with yourself, your spirit, joy. And any blocks, any barricades, any walls you put up to protect yourself are no longer needed. You can just allow those to dissolve away, disappearing. That energy is now dropping down into your third chakra, your solar plexus. Right there at the center of you. And this chakra allows you to own your power, to really be the creative force that you are in the world. And anything that's blocking that energy, stifling that energy, is dissolving away, disappearing, just moving out of your system with ease and grace. And this light now is dropping down into your second chakra. It's your belly button. It's your center, your seat of creativity. It allows you to help manifest the things you want to manifest. Bring those ideas to fruition. And anything that's blocking that creativity, that joy, that love of what you do is just dissolving away, disappearing, fading out of your world. This white light is filling you up and filling up each of these chakras, bigger and brighter and bolder every moment. That energy now is dropping down into your first chakra, your root chakra. It's helping you stay grounded to Mother Earth, filling you up from top to bottom, helping you stay grounded so you can do your work in the world with greater joy and love and passion. And any blocks in this area are just dissolving away, just dissipating. And any of those stuck, resistance, negative energies are now just dropping down your grounding cord, down into Mother Earth, dissolving away. You no longer need it. She's big and bold and beautiful. She can take that energy and support you and let it just dissipate, be recharged and rejuvenated, but can come back to you in a good way. So this energy now is running all the way through you, from above the top of your head down through each of your chakras, all the way down through the base, your root chakra, all the way down through your grounding cord, deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth. And as you do this, any of those negative energies are just disappearing, fading away, dissolving away. But now you can go through the rest of your day with greater lightness and joy and ease, feeling more sparkly, feeling more radiant, filling yourself up with love and joy. Take a deep breath in, feeling your feet on the floor, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, and slowly coming back to the room, opening your eyes.
My little coat hangers are aiming out in the right direction now, Michelle.
Good. That is perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, I should do a YouTube video on how to make your own woo-woo wands.
What'd you call them?
I call them woo-woo wands.
Woo-woo ones.
Woo-woo ones.
Yeah, I have them around here somewhere. So I make them and then I lose them, and then I make them and then I lose them. It's pretty fun. So, well, I hope that helped you all, ladies, today. Thank you. I wanted to share with you one last thing before I let you go, and I'll put this up in the social media feed and in the Facebook page. I have a new ebook that I've written. It's called Saying No with Grace and Grit. It's how to set those boundaries and take better care of yourself. And I've also created a 30-minute guided relaxation and hypnotherapy recording to go with it. So it's free. It's just my gift to you. I'll make sure I get that posted so you can check it out and try it on. But it's very relaxing, and it'll help you start to notice perhaps some of the limiting mindsets that you have that are keeping you from taking the time you need for you, so that you can start doing a better job with that for yourself. So any questions or thoughts before we close the call?
I just want to thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, my
That was
sister.
great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Have a great
Thank you,
weekend.
Michelle.
All right, you guys will have a wonderful week, and mark your calendars for next month, October 20th. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. British UK. And yeah, I'll send out a reminder and the details before the call, and I hope to see you all then.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, ladies.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.